Oh, I'm so looking forward to this conversation. I've got a good feeling. Got
Hey
a lot of
guys.
great stories. Good stories.
Hey Pete. Hey Deepo.
Hey, Tom.
Here we go here. Andy.
Morning.
It's growing.
And
All right. I want to open with a story, guys. A story from what happened just yesterday. And we'd only just begun our beautiful event. Everybody arrived on time. Even though we had rain in the morning, people still came and was so excited to be there. And there was a girl who came up to me, a woman, and she's like, "Are you one of the organizers?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess you could say that. I definitely help with this." And she's like, "I just want to say thank you." I was like, "Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Why is that?" And she's like, "2 years ago, my boyfriend, I didn't know him at the time, he invited me to share eye contact with him at this like big global event in the center of Perth. And I'd never met him before, and I sat and I shared eye contact with him, and we spent the whole day together, and we had such a wonderful experience that we've fallen in love, and we've both decided that we want to live in Australia. And we didn't even know that this event was happening today. We were walking through the city coincidentally, and we happened to bump into this event. And the moment we saw it, we're just like, "Oh my God, what a synchronicity. What a beautiful like coincidence." And so they had to share that story with me. So that's my short little story. I know that we all have stories and moments from today, and it's going to be challenging to keep it condensed, but I think we can do it. So I'm going to just invite someone else to raise their hand, and they can share one story with the other hosts who are here right now. Something touching, something beautiful. Okay, yeah, Rot.
Rohit. That's Rohit. ROHIT. So, hello everyone. My name is Rohit Trivedi. It feels so nice, being a part of this world event. First of all, I'm from India, and asking the permission was a massive task because people were like, "Why do you have to look in the eye?" And this is not going to work out, and this doesn't work. Feel. And in India, you don't generally look in the person's eye if the person's superior to you or the person's elder to you. It's kind of an offense or something. So the best thing that happened was when the event was going on. There's this 11 standard kids that came up to me, and they asked me, "Can I be a part of this?" So I said, "Of course, it's open for all." And I took this event in a college, which is a home for about 15, 16 colleges together. It's an education society. So there's this kid who sat with his best friend, which he knew from the seventh grade. And when 1 minute got over, he said, "Bhaiya," which means an elder brother in Hindi. He said, "This was truly heartwarming, and I have never actually looked at my best friend for 4 years, and now I feel I can trust him with my deep, dark secrets and everything, and that just works for me." So that was one of the very sweet incidents that happened here.
Wow, that is magnificent. Such a beautiful story. So you're saying that he was a street kid as well. So he was quite
Yes.
poor and kind of lived on the streets with this other friend.
Yeah.
Well done. Wonderful story. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so glad that you were hosted this year. Let's keep it moving. We got another person with a hand that they'd like to put up. We'll share another story. It doesn't all have to be good as well. I do want to say, guys, like this meeting isn't just about everything that went well. It's also about what didn't go well. And it's also about learning from each other and growing from each other and it all being okay. We just had an event which was about acceptance, love and togetherness. And so I think we can recreate it here on this online forum. So Linda, did I see you put your hand up? I feel like you may have a story or two. Yeah, go for it.
Hey everyone. So yeah, I hosted in Dublin yesterday. Can you hear me? Instead of sharing one story, I've people have been offering experiences. So I've got some quotes just from people to give you a kind of an oversight of what happened yesterday. So I'm going to read out some of these quotes, and I hope I make it through because I'm so emotional today. Getting feedback. So here we go. I'm so excited for the future now, haven't felt this way in a long time. It touched me in ways I cannot explain just when I needed it the most. Thank you to everyone for the positive, friendly, and heartwarming experience. One of the most beautiful and profound experiences I have ever had. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me find my way and allowing me to embrace who I am. Today was magical, emotional, moving, touching, overwhelming, lovely, humbling, and above all, memorable. Such an amazing and powerful, beautiful experience. One of the best experiences in my life. And last one, this has helped me heal my soul away 1,000 years. I'm just completely overwhelmed. I have no words.
Whoa, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much.
They've been coming in fast and furious since yesterday. It was incredible. I'm just so moved.
Magnificent. Thank you, Linda. Wow. Yeah, I saw some of those photos and I was just like, yes, it all came true. You know, we've been working on it for so long, and we were so worried about the permission in the space there. And just to see those photos of everything working, I was just like, yeah, Linda.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's keep it moving. There's so much emotion. There's so many stories. I do want to stay on everyone, but let's go to Bo.
All right. Hi, guys. Bo from Copenhagen. Hi. So we had an absolutely fantastic event. Yesterday we had beautiful weather. All things clicked. In the midst, well, actually at the beginning, one of the street musicians said, he asked if he could join, and he said and did a lot of the good ambient background music. I don't know what the kind of instrument is. It was like an oil drum or an oil barrel that has been hollowed, and some very harmonic sounds. It's absolutely amazing. Fantastic background noise, or not noise, sound. The ambient music. What's it called? Handpan. I think that's the one. Yes, thank you. One of the stories, well, actually two stories. We had a mother approaching us with her autistic son, and she said that, well, he's not really good at eye contact. Is it okay if he joins? Can he be part of this? And of course he can. It actually turned out he was sitting and gazing into the eyes of 4 different people, 4 total strangers. And that was very touching. Very, very beautiful. The mother thanked us a lot for giving her son that experience. That he actually he opened up quite a lot. Beautiful, very beautiful. Another good thing that happened was that out of nowhere we had a voluntary donation of about, I think it's about 1,000 Australian dollars or something, $800 US, just because we were doing the right things. She believes that we and we should just spend those money on the events, but also try to build, if we want to build an association, which we've actually discussed, the organizers in between. We already created a Facebook group for that called Eye Contact Denmark, where we try to organize or try to gather all the events of eye gazing around Denmark. So we are moving in that space as well. It was fantastic. It was really, real strong and big success. So good.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah, round of applause. That is incredible. Well done, Bo. And you had that experience on the TV as well. You got invited up on the TV. I just saw you. Yeah, it's just wonderful what you've created and what's happened. And it seems like Denmark is keen. They're ready for more.
we're ready for more. I mean, we've already had requests. When's the next event? How about next Sunday? Maybe a bit too fast, but let's say in 2 or 3 months from now, we're going to organize something similar. Getting a lot of people have volunteered. They want to be part of this. So there's a very strong movement now. We're ready for this.
Awesome. Thank you both. Magnificent stories. I should have asked everyone to bring some tissues. This is just like, this is really emotional already. I just say, yeah, Emma's prepared. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, Eva. Hello.
Hi. I haven't got my voice back yet, but so what happened on my side of the ocean? I'm in Spain, and I was supposed to represent Alicante really well, and we had some problems. So what happened is that I left for 12 days to go, and I work with animals. I help animals to get better. So I went to visit some rescue animals in Belgium and Holland. And in the end, I stayed longer than foreseen because there was a little horse dying, and it was depressed. It was letting itself go, and I just wanted to help it the way I can help animals. So I stayed longer. So when I came back this week on Tuesday night, I found out that with my co-host that people were bailing out and not coming. So I still contacted everyone who was registered in the general list from people I didn't even know about. And one after the other responded to me, oh no, I'm not there, I can't come, or I'm sick, or, well, anyways, nobody came. So I said, well, I am still now, but I am talking, but I was supposed to not talk for 5 days because I lost my voice in Belgium. Anyways, long story short, my co-host said, oh no, this is a failure. Oh, this can't be. Everybody's gonna talk about you being a failure. And I said, just stop, okay? Just stop. It's not because those people are not coming. I have no help. I'm supposed not to talk from the doctor. I said, I'm just gonna do something and it will be worthwhile. And I don't care what all the others gonna think. If we only have 5 people, I will change the world of those 5 people who have never done this, who have no idea what it is. So I went to my neighbors in the mountains. I went to my neighbors, and I got some old neighbors who moved away for 5 years. I got them back too. So I had 2 couples of neighbors, all of them over 70, and looking at me like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What is this? I said, just sit down. Just sit down on the chair. Just look into each other's eyes and don't say anything. Just look. What is this? What is this? They were, what is this? I said, they're just not used to it like most people. If we look into each other's eyes for more than 4 seconds, normally one will look away. That's normal. So for them, so they went to sit down and they looked. At first they tried to stay concentrated and looking at you. And then suddenly you saw that little thing in those eyes change. And they suddenly discovered things they, even at 75, they had never done before or seen before or realized before. So my message to all of you is, it doesn't matter if things go wrong. It's never wrong. Just make the best of what you have, okay? And even if there's one person coming, you can change the world of that one person. So I just had, in a day, I had to come with something else, and I was not gonna go on my own to Alicante where I'm not allowed to speak or anything, and be there with nobody. So no, I just did it quickly. I was talking to my neighbors, And they just did what I said. And if you look at the pictures, it ended in huggings with more warmth than probably they've done in a long time. So you
Yes.
can't do a bad thing is never a failure. Just change it into something positive. That's my message.
Yeah, bravo, bravo.
Next year, I will have at least 10 times as many people. I promise.
All right, Eva, thank you so much. Oh, beautiful, beautiful stories. And you're so true. You're absolutely true. And, you know, we're doing something new in a weird kind. It's kind of different. It's not like your normal weekend out, kind of going for a few drinks with some mates or whatever. It's quite a strange, abstract thing. And when we're doing something like that, it is going to create fear. People are going to start to feel worried, especially because we're in a public space. People can be afraid of getting judged or something like that. But I think that fear of failure is part of what is holding humanity back from just the most wonderful and magnificent things. And what we're creating is a new possibility that just says, you know what, I think this is going to make the world a better place, so I'm going to do it. And even if it is just that one person, that one person has learnt from you that you're that type of person who goes out and does something about it and doesn't just take no for an answer. You know what I mean? And so that's really powerful. That's such a powerful thing to experience other people in the community, not just the celebrities or the big politicians going out doing it. It's like everyday people who are deciding to, you know, face their fears and spread love and share love and create love in the world. And yeah, that one person, you never know who that one person is and what that could lead to. So yeah, I was just adding to what you were saying there, and thank you for sharing your honest story. And yeah, all right, who's next? Who else would like to share a story? All right, Dom, let's hear from you, buddy.
Hey guys, this is Dominic. I'm from Liberators Italy, and we did an event in Milan. Hi guys, if you know me. I think we were at 8 cities in Italy yesterday, and about almost 800 people. So that was really nice. But in Milan, I wanted to start it, you know, like with a ceremony or something like that, you know, in a circle. I don't know if you know about Italian culture. Italians are sometimes late, but they were really early yesterday. So we didn't start this circle and stuff. About 50 people arrived really quickly, sat down like professionals and started doing the eye contact immediately. So we had a speaker and we started the music. The music went for 2 hours, and then I had last year's mix as well. So it was really, really amazing. We had about 300 people, I think, sitting down at one time, maybe more. So it was really wonderful. And it really worked with that music piece. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, awesome. Beautiful. Thank you, Dom, mate. Awesome. I saw the photos. Yeah.
So many photos.
Yeah, it seemed like a fantastic event. Let's keep it moving. Anyone else with okay, Avani.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So I would say I'm from India, and I hosted it in Mumbai city. And how Rohit said, there were permission issues. Even I faced that, why we should stand like this and why we should do that. But the highlight for me was people coming and asking those questions that kind of awakened them, that why should we do it? And I heard those young people, even old people, coming and asking. That's kind of awakening. You know, it's kind of creating a ripple. And I would say that we didn't have a constant crowd, but we had a moving crowd, and it was growing organically. And some of the team I had for me to help out was, I would say, 50% strangers and 50% were, you know, my friends. But I would say that how the whole team organically worked together and how it beautifully turned out. And some of the feedbacks I received, I'm not sharing a story, but I would like to cover few feedbacks, is that they shared that when they were having an eye contact, something in them stuck to them. You know, something in them happened, and they felt that they got to know something more about themselves, because they saw something in that other person, and they felt that. So one girl, she she had an eye contact with the person, and that guy wanted to share his experience in a dance form, and she felt so moved that because she had left her dance like years back, and when he did that, she felt like how I found him and how I feel so touched that I should get back to my dancing. I think this is the time. That's how I met him, and it was so beautiful. And these some of the old people were going around, and they were like, wow, this is so cool, you guys should do it. And even the police who came by 3 times, and we invited them as well, and they were quite supportive, and they stayed back. I would say the whole teamwork.
The police, did they get involved?
They couldn't get involved, but one of the teammates I had to help me out was from marine engineering, so he was close. I wouldn't say, but they were part of marine, you can say marine protection. So he was one of the teammates. I have some pictures I'll share. Yeah, but I would say the whole event was in a way so organic and so awakening for people. I think I would like to highlight that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good news. And not only organic in your city, but in all cities. And this whole event, like 350 cities, many of them. Wait.
Oh.
I can hear someone in the background. Is that your child?
That's not my child. I think somebody else's child. Oh, that's Liliana.
It's Liliana. Thankfully, I have the power to mute people, so I can do it for them. Sometimes it's easier. But yeah, so it's been a global organic thing, and interestingly enough, when this event first started, it was actually a failure. Like, it didn't work. I did it with a friend in the center of town, and we used a McDonald's box, like the back of a McDonald's box, to write this down. Write this experiment idea, like share a minute's eye contact with me for connection or something like that. And my friend had a beanie on, and he kind of looked a little bit homeless, unfortunately. And people just thought he was like a homeless guy asking like something like from them, and at that same time, when I was doing that, there was a Japanese busker, a Japanese street performer, and this guy looked like a pro. Like, you sometimes meet those street performers and you're like, they've been doing this a long time and they're just really good. And so what he did, which was very simple, is he put a rope around his area. Just small detail. Whoa! Whoa! That was Geor. You're calling from a very windy place. Glad you're here. Sorry, so putting the rope around, and it makes it a space. It makes it like a theater performance area. And then we came back. I was so excited that I called Jay and Michelle and a few other of the Liberator friends. I was like, guys, we've got to try this again, but we're going to do it with a bit more professionalism. We're just going to put a table, a chair, some rope, and that was the video, which many of you have seen, the first video, which happened here in Perth, and the rest is history. It's just grown organically and so magnificently around the world. So anyway, that's just a little story about how it all began, and how ever since that moment, it's just been like wildfire. Okay. So let's keep it moving. Someone else want to put their hand up, share a story? It's hard because there's 2 pages of people. You have to click to the other side. Yeah, sorry, I was checking the other side. Okay, Fanny, if you could.
All right, so I think you can hear me now. Yeah, good. So yeah, I'm from Sweden, Gothenburg, and we organized the event in one of like the biggest malls in shopping malls, and it's a really busy place. So it was nice because after a while you could, like when we started our music and everything was, everyone was sitting down to share eye contact, like the energy just, it was so calm and very peaceful and beautiful. So that was amazing just to also between when I shared eye contact with people and I looked around and I was like, wow, this place is so calm. And it's usually like, it's actually one of the busiest places in Sweden. So that was nice. And then I want to share a quote from one of the people I sat down with. And I asked him before, like, how long do you want to share? And he's like, 20 minutes. I was like, wow, I think we won't go on for so long because we had already done like 2 hours. The event was supposed to be between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. We were already like 2 hours in, and I said, okay, well, we can do like 5 minutes, enough that we can see if we continue on. And so the 5 minutes went, and we sat for a while more. And then afterwards, I asked him, like, so what did you feel during this time and that we shared the eye contact? And it's like, first he said, yeah, I felt a lot of things, but then it's like, I feel like now I know your heart. And that was so beautiful said, I think, because that's really what it's about. Like, you get to know someone without words, without stories. It's just like heart to heart or eye to eye, but also heart to heart connection. So that was really beautiful. And yeah, we had about like maybe we were 10 people who were there from the beginning, and then a lot of people who joined in as like from the crowd. They wanted to sit down and also welcome other people. So it went from being maybe 10 volunteers to a lot more who sat down and shared.
Love that. I love that. And that's what it's all about, right? Inviting everyone to be a part of it and to not have those barriers of separation. And it's been an intention of mine, like for all of the work that I've been involved with, creating social activation. Some people say it's like a flash mob, but it's kind of not like a flash mob in a way that, because when I think of flash mob, you think someone's been practicing for a really long time their dance moves, and then they come into the space and then they dance, and it's beautiful. But as a public spectator, you become a spectator. You watch the performance and then you kind of clap when it's finished. What we're doing is blurring the lines. We're dissolving the lines between, you know, participant, spectator, citizen, and, you know, human who's creating a better world. Where it's like there is no line of separation. And you shared that beautifully then, Fanny, about the people and how they wanted to be a part of it. And like after they experienced it, they're like, hey, you buddy, you got to try this. This is good. And then yeah, it just grows from there. So excellent. Thank you for sharing, and good work going right in the busiest place. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much. Let's keep it moving. Wow, there's so many stories. I want to hear everyone's stories. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through, but okay, Deborah, let's hear from you, please.
Hi, everyone. So this was the first year we actually had a crowd, and we actually sat, we were going to do 3 hours. We actually sat for 4.5. And it was because people just kept coming and coming. And then people would sit. I had so many people sit in the first hour and stay for another 3 hours, which was, you know, as you know, it's organic. They just can't get enough of it. But there was, you know, I had all the same responses that you had, but I had one girl who sat, and I was with her mom. Her mom had sat and shared eye contact with someone, and we talked, and I interviewed a lot of people, which I'll share with you later. But she's telling me, you know, my daughter's been sitting there for 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of nice, right? She sat for 35 minutes with one person, and they were just locked in this eye contact. That was the most beautiful thing. But when she came off, I interviewed her, and I did try to upload it. It was just too long, so I'll figure that out later. But what her essence was that she said, you know, I've been depressed. I've been really depressed for the last couple of days and in not a good space. And she goes, I sat with one woman and it was okay. And then I saw Albert, And I sat, and his calming presence, she goes, the energy that I've been feeling the last few days just rooted down into the earth. And we just sat there, and she goes, and through, as time went on, all I saw was the greenery around him, and nothing else existed. And then she goes, and it was so beautiful because eventually, after a few minutes, she goes, and I thought we only sat for 10 when I was surprised that it was 35. She goes, I actually went into myself and found my 5-year-old self. And I allowed her to come back, and I found her. And I was just like, I start crying, of course. I had a lot of tears yesterday. It was extremely overwhelming with the love and compassion and just how organic. And everybody said, when are we doing this next week? Like a couple of you said. I have so many people that are signed on for next year. And I've done this myself for the last 3 years. So I was over the moon in gratitude for all these people that showed up. So yeah, Boston had a tremendous day yesterday.
Wonderful.
And we have a lot of international students here that are away from their families. And so for them, and that was a lot of things that I got too, was that for them, one guy was 4 years here, and he says, and in the States, there's not a lot of eye contact. He goes, so this is the first time for me, in 4 years that I have felt truly connected and seen. And I was just, yeah, thank you so much, Peter, for starting this. So much love and gratitude for you and all of you. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Deborah. Beautiful. I do want to hear those stories. If you were interviewing people, we'll figure it out later, and we'll find a way to condense it down and get the best of the best, and we'll share that with the tribe. Didiet.
Okay, hello.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. First, I'm sorry, my English is not so good. I'm from Indonesia. Call me Didit, not Didiet. This is the first time in Indonesia. I host this event alone. So in my busy time of working, I don't know how to create this event for the first time. And I feel I can make it this event. But I call Vicky, and then Vicky give support. You can do it. And then I think positive this event will happen in Jakarta. From last week, I call some of my friends to come. Yeah, and I got an email from a college student. They say they wanna help, but at the day they didn't come. But it's okay. We still continue. So for 5 people, 2 of my friends taking photo and video. I think it's beautiful. Not for there's a couple come to us for the first time. The girl make eye contact with me, and the boy make eye contact with my friends, and then they make eye contact for each other. Not the girl who cry, but the boy cry when he see the girl. And I asked what happened, and he say he cannot say much, but he say I feel I see inside me I'm doing a lot of wrong to her, and the boy is cry, and this is I see beautiful for this event, not only for the stranger, but sometimes people who we really know, we don't feel that deep because maybe every day we meet, but in this event make them more deep into what they feel and what they feel about him or her couple. I think that's it from Indonesia. We not many participants, but maybe the next event will make a lot of people to join us. I think that's it. Thank you.
Wow. Yes, thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, good. A beautiful example of what difference you can make on such a small one-to-one kind of level. And that realization, it's so interesting, isn't it? Because we all live, we can be so busy, with these people that we love and these people that we care for, and we can sometimes take that for granted. We can not appreciate just how much love is just there in front of us. And this is part of what this experience is creating for people. And it makes you wonder, like, wow, there's a lot of work to be done. Like, there's so much that builds up over the years or even over the weeks that we have with these people that we share our lives with, that we don't get to express or we don't get to feel until we slow down, and stop running and stop rushing, and we just connect through the eyes or through the heart, So yeah, it's just so incredible to be hearing these stories. It's what it's all about. You guys all get an A+. Yeah, total ticks. There's just like everyone just fantastic. So let's go for the next person, please. Yeah, Emma, please give us the update.
Hello everyone. First of all, just wanted to say well done to everyone. Seeing all the photos, it blows me away. Yeah.
I think we almost broke Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't words to describe it. It's incredible. So we were in Barcelona, so I was helping out Pal, who's also on this call. Pal absolutely rocked it. He was awesome. And yeah, we had a great turnout. I think a little bit less than last year, but that was because we were in a new location and we were like behind some trees, and it was a little bit more hidden this time. But in my eyes, it was a lot more beautiful. Like, we were there with nature, so it was good. And yeah, it was incredible. I mean, I posted the video in the global Facebook group. You might have seen everyone singing to John Lennon. Imagine.
I love that. Was that organic? Did you just like do that live? You just like, hey, I feel like we should sing. How did that happen?
There was one lady in the group that suggested it to Pal, and then we had the song on the playlist. So then we put the song on, and then we all started singing. And yeah, I was there with tears in my eyes. It was just so beautiful because we had two circles. There were so many people, we couldn't have one circle. We had to have two circles of people, and it was really, really special. And all the messages have been coming in, like yesterday, today, everyone saying how amazing it was. So yeah, everyone seemed really happy with it, and yeah, just I'm sure Pal can add more.
Pal, buddy, yes, tell us.
Yeah, it went perfect. I'm so satisfied.
Thank you for your input. I appreciate that. You've done a great job. I saw the videos. I've seen the photos. It just looks so, so wonderful. Keep up the great work. Okay, Tis?
Yes, hi. I'm Tis. I did the event in Orlando, Florida, and we had about 200 people show up. It was amazing. We had people travel from up to 3 hours away, and that really surprised me. I wasn't expecting it. I was really surprised by how many strangers came. Normally, I do some events and it's, a lot of my friends, but this was like, for the most part, strangers. And we had it start to drizzle during our event, and it didn't matter. like nobody left. I was expecting for people to leave and they didn't. Everybody pulled out umbrellas, whoever had umbrellas, and you had, you know, the little like umbrellas and the people doing their eye contact with each other. We had somebody from our university here nearby who's a research student doing research on the effects of eye contact. And she, you know, asked to interview participants afterwards, and she got, I think, over 30 people who wanted to share their experience, just really people feeling so moved by it and wanting to share what that moment that they had. So it was just really beautiful. And I think that the stories are going to continue to pour in, and I can't wait to hear them. And people have started sharing the photos. And I saw in some other cities, you ended with the circle, and we did as well. And just for me, that circle of everybody together, you know, we almost 200 people, and I wasn't sure if we were going to manage to form that one large circle, and we did. And I was really blown away by that, and just appreciative of so many people showing up, hungry for this. Hungry was the word of the day that everybody just kept saying. We're so hungry for this connection and wanting to be together and wanting that peace. So that moment of everybody just coming together and holding hands was really, really special and beautiful, and I'm so grateful for it. And I just acknowledge all of you. I think that this little call right now is really special because, you know, it's easy to sit back and wait for other people to do things. But the fact that all of us, you know, made that effort to make it happen in our own cities, I think that's really beautiful. And just like the power of bringing so many people together. So thank you to all of you, because I know that Orlando was moved because we were doing it at the same time as all of you were. It's just not the same to have it happen in only one city as it is like all around the world. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Tissy. You said it beautifully, absolutely. Everyone who's here now is a creator of peace on earth, and is literally shaping our future, our destiny in a way. It's like, it's that simple. It's kind of weird. I think we overthink about it too much. We're like, oh, I want to change the world. I want to make the world a better place. And then you spend hours thinking about how you might want it. And it just ends up in our minds. But this is a thing you can do. And not only that we can do, but as we open out the doors, the people of our city can also do it. And it just continues to grow and flourish. And this is one example of how we can build connection. I'm excited to see where this global tribe, this global, you know, group of people passionate about making this world a better, more unified place, where we can take things next as well. So that's really exciting. I do want to check in with Andrea, please, because yeah, she's done massive work all over the world. I just want to have a round of applause for Andrea, just because she's been such an amazing human being.
Yes. Viva Andrea, viva!
Viva, mil vivas! Mil vivas!
Thank you.
Mi hermanita, te quiero mucho.
Me too. Gracias. Well, I am very moving. It was amazing. I was very moving before the event. I can't talk very much because but it was amazing here. But even before we did the open circle in my event, I was everywhere. I was in all the events. In the other events, I was like looking, where is the event starting now and how are people? But when I start, I put off my cell phone. I forget about everything. I said, okay, now I'm here, and it was perfect. There was a woman that came when we were finished after 4 hours, yes? And she said, oh, I'm late. And I said, you want to make eye contact? Come on, let's go. And I did eye contact with her, and she asked me a lot of questions. And I told her that my dream is to take this to like homeless people or for people that really are not going to come to the event, but I need to have a group for this, that because it's very hard. And she said, yes, come on. So it was amazing, and I'm sure all of us are going to make wonderful things because we are engaged. We put our souls here, and it's incredible. Yes, the world needs people like us, like all of us, going for a dream, and we did it all together. All of us together, we did it. So thank you. I can't talk very much because I want to cry because I'm very moving. But thank you very much, all of you, to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Beautiful words. Yes, yes. Oh. Yeah, it's amazing what happens, you know, in this space. Did you want to share it, Jay? Do you want to share the public space thing? You share it.
And I remember walking in from the streets, and all of a sudden it was like going into this vortex of like love and just heartfelt connection. Someone straight away was just like, do you want to share eye contact? I was like, wow, okay, cool. Like I've arrived. It was just so like welcoming, and people were just beaming and wanting to share it.
Little did they know that you were in there at the very beginning, sharing eye contact, being a part of the whole start of this massive journey, you and Michelle, you know. So yeah, it's beautiful. And I was thinking about it as well, public space to be public, space for the public, space for community. Like there's a reason it's not an apartment building. The reason that it's there is for the public to experience itself, to connect and to communicate. And you know, just looking at the event yesterday and many of the events, it's like, this is what public space is originally designed for. This is what the architects wanted. They're like, this is why they put the damn square there, so that people could like share things. And so we're creating that. And yeah, it's just changing the story. We're literally changing the story and the paradigm of what we can do in a public space. And instead of running afraid or uncertain, we're doing the opposite. We're representing the love, and it's just such a beautiful thing to witness and be a part of. So yes, thank you. Let's keep it moving. We're probably going to change it over. I feel like we could almost have another meeting like this, but let's go on to the next question, and that is what didn't work so well, and let's talk a little bit about that, so that we can all learn from each other and things that could be improved. Okay, so I got a very small one. This is a really small one. I'll just to start it off. And look, the thing is, we had lots of people. We had hundreds of people, and we had a circle at the end. The circle was so big. Yeah, I like the little dance party girl. The circle was so big that I had difficulties talking in front of everyone. Like my voice wasn't loud enough to like actually get to everyone. And so what I did just in that moment, I was like, let's just have a massive group hug. And so then we all just started moving, the circle just came in, and we just formed this like ball of people. And we're all like hugging each other, and then like, that's where I kind of gave the closing ceremony, was just as this big ball of like hug, and more people just kept coming and like adding to it. And there was some touching stories that were shared. And we were all together, all tight. And if I posted just recently the poem, I don't know if you've heard that poem yet. I put it on the Global Host page, but this woman, because we were saying, if anyone has something to share, then please share it while we're inside this big hug. And she's like, I would like it if we all ommed together. Can we om? And I was like, sure, but you have to run it. Like, you just show us how it's done. And she's like, okay, exhale. She just like knew exactly what to do. And then we did this massive om, like the om. And then after that, everyone was like, that was great. And I was like, do you have anything else? Like, is there anything else you want to share? And then she just goes straight into that poem.
Looking into her eyes was like looking inside. No need to run and hide, safely seated in the same sacred soul, silent and whole. And with her words she spoke, barricades broke, the heart awoke. She said, clear divine light is your divine right. If only you could see beyond the barriers that bind you and me, the ego's dying to be free. And there will come a day when this body will decay. It's all a part of God's divine play. But for now, we're here. So my darling, please persevere.
Thank you for sharing. Wow, that was good.
Just drops it like perfectly. It's just like, oh my God, that was such a beautiful moment. Let's let's go to someone else. Maybe anyone who wants to put their hand up, something that didn't work as planned. Abalina.
Hi guys. Hi. For those who doesn't know, I'm calling from Braunschweig in Germany, and well, it was a smaller event. When I hear about Copenhagen and Barcelona and I see all of your stuff, I think, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And we had amazing moments too, but I think we learned a lot too. We learned a lot for the next time. And I think that's also something I should share with you, because maybe some of you also had moments that weren't like planned or whatever. And I think it's okay. And we had like amazing moments, but also, for example, the photos and video making was like, got lost in all our eye contact and focusing on connecting to everyone, so that in the end we kind of woke up from our emotions and from our connection, and we were like, okay, who made photos? And everyone was like, okay, not so much, sorry. So for the next time, we definitely want to bring someone in who really focus on making photos, and yeah, so that we can really capture all these moments for a longer time and to share. Yeah, so that's something we should definitely work on. But besides that, it was amazing. And the whole day, I just want to say, the whole day I felt so connected to the whole world because of all of you. I know you were also starting your events or already had your events. And I was thinking about you also the whole time. And I just want to say thank you for giving your energy. Thanks.
Thank you so much for sharing, Avelina. Yeah, it's amazing when you share eye contact, the world disappears, and all those other things that you had on your to-do list just disappear, and you're just there with that person, and it's wonderful. You know, you wouldn't want it any other way. It's beautiful. So, yeah, and again, you know, this event is not about the video. It's not about the photography. It's about human connection, and that happens between two souls, like two beings. And that's all it takes. Everything else that happens that's more than that is a bonus, is an extra. It's beautiful, but this event is simply about reconnecting with just one other person. If we can do that in one, like in a day, we've made the world a little bit better, just that little bit better. And that's what it's all about. So yeah, thank you for sharing.
Can I maybe just say one more thing? My highlight moment from yesterday was that my brother came to the event and we shared like eye contact. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And it's so amazing to see that you forget about looking your family into the eyes. And it's just, sorry, it's so amazing. And you should definitely do that a lot more.
Yes.
So that was incredible, really.
Oh, wow. I feel it in your voice, the experience that you had there. I had my sister, my father, my mother, my grandparents. My grandfather's 88 years old. My grandma has Alzheimer's. She's about 84 years old. Yeah, they came down and it was just so, I sat with my father and I was just like, oh my God, like, and I haven't even shared that with my dad. Like, it's so interesting that I'm like helping create this whole event and I hadn't done that with my father before. And just looking into his eyes and seeing part of myself, like, and I know that happens when you're not related. When you are related, it's like, it's next level kind of, oh my God, I am like the child of you and you're my father. It's just, we were so emotional and it was just a very powerful word, and words didn't need to be expressed. And that's part of the magic, isn't it? You don't need the words. It's all just in the eyes. Yeah, you were with us from the very beginning, because I remember you gave us a call like for our first global call many months ago. Maybe not everyone knows this, but this has been like 3 months in the making. Michelle, my girlfriend, can tell you that I just haven't had a life for 3 months, and it's just been full-time focus bringing this together. But yeah, I just I want to thank Michelle for supporting me through that as well. It's been magnificent to know that my girlfriend's there for me and has helped me out. Even when I'm spending my hours looking at a screen, she still has loved me and has been very considerate. So yeah, I just want to say thanks to Michelle for that. So let's keep it moving. Does anyone else want to share something? Yeah, Nina, let's do it. Anyone else that, okay, Dom. Yeah, Dom, let's go for it.
What didn't really work is I was trying to get people like you, Pete, to do the sign writing and poster stuff and just get together as a team. And it didn't really work. So I was quite alone for all that planning and stuff. And we didn't really have enough publication and posters. And that's what I'm trying to get people to do for the next events, just to be a bit more of a team and start doing some really big posters. That's it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Does anyone want to share something about that? Okay, Rohit?
I just want to say you're not the only one. Same here. I was pretty alone with most of the organizing.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have experienced that, and it's sometimes challenging bringing a new idea forward. Again, people don't get it until they come to the event, and then they're like, "Oh my God, do you want any help?" And it's like, well, yeah, I could have dealt with a lot more help before. Yeah. Rohit?
Can I? Yeah. Hello, everyone. Again. So I'll tell you what things didn't work out. First of all, I had this group of slash UNESCO slash eye contact and everything. So we had about 50 people together. But in the main event, only I had about 8 wonderful people who did turn up. And the sad thing that happened was that the rest of the people were in the same college and vicinity. They came there, but they chose not to come to the eye contact event. So that was very sad, depressing. I was calling them. They said, no, I don't want to be a part of it. Then other people were like, we don't want a video. So I said, it's fine. At least, we want humanity to be a part. And if you don't want, we'll not take a video of you. So that were massive problems that happened. The good thing was the rope. I got it from college itself. It was a 40-feet rope. So because it's a college, it was available. But the main professor just left. So the time was from 11 to 2 Indian Standard Time, but the person was not available. So we had to wait for him for another 12, like till 12:30. We were just waiting for him to come back and get there. Then we needed benches. So that went there. So we had to take all the volunteers, including me, from the second floor to the ground floor. So we were, holding on to the benches and bringing it down so that the rope can be connected together. So, the circle of peace and love and admiration could, finally come down. And there were very apprehensive people, because, looking the person in the eye is not that welcoming and all. And as you said about the hug, in small towns, hug is like, something very weird and all. Like a guy doesn't hug a girl as much. There's this apprehension of how you do it. And are they hooking up together? That's why they're hugging. This constant thing that keeps happening like that. But it was a beautiful experience. And there was this one person who looked in my eye, and she was very emotional about it and said, if you don't mind, can I give you a hug? Because I see someone who I'm missing right now in your eyes. So it just works. And a big shout out to you and Wiki for being such good, patient people and helping us down the line in everything. So God bless everyone.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens behind the scenes, to create these acts of love. It seems like such a simple event, you just sit down and share a bit of eye contact. But yeah, it's interesting when you start saying, like, figuring it out. There's actually all these little details, and yeah, it's part of the fun, though. I think it's part of the fun. I do want to say something as well, because we're all talking about stories, and I think we all have our stories, but just imagine how many other people have their stories. Like, there are so many people who've come to our events who just have had this moment, like this special, very special moment. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to aim to do it tonight, is I'm going to create a form. I think while it's fresh in our minds, it's going to be good to hand this form out to the people so that we can start to collect all the stories while they're fresh.
So we can write down to have something, some documents, but when they see our eyes, our voices, the way we talk about, so this is passion. Yes, none of us are doing this because of money or because of being recognized. We are doing because it's like a passion that burns inside of us. So we can make some short video to encourage people in everywhere. I want everywhere here.
Yeah. Awesome idea. Thank you, Andrea. You definitely have the passion. I can feel that all the way here in Australia. It's coming loud and clear. Okay, so let's pass it to Diane.
At first, sorry for my English. My English not good. And I'm calling from Brazil, Goiânia, the center of the heart of Brazil. And thank you all for everything. I am feeling so good. And I want to share with you a thing that didn't work very well. I put my cell phone in a Bluetooth mode to play the dance music, and my cell phone started to calling in the middle of the event. Personally, I turn off, and it's okay. After I put a USB and a pen drive, and I feeling that the atmosphere changed a lot.
So sorry, just to confirm with you, you played the mix of music through your phone, but you didn't put it on flight mode? And then someone tried to call you.
I put it. Someone called me, and the sound started to very loud in the middle of the event. But I put in a pen drive. After I put in a pen drive, and it was okay.
Good. That's a good point. It's a small detail, but it can make a big difference. And I'm sure people laughed about it and managed to continue. And
yes,
it's part of life, you know.
The people continues, and it was amazing. People saying me that it was the first time that he lived and experienced something like that. And the people asked me, when will be the next, when it will happen again. And a lot of volunteers here. It was very nice.
Excellent.
Thank you all.
And the next event is exactly when you want to create it again as well. I do want to say that in terms of now you know how to do it. Now you know how it's done. And anyone can create it whenever they like. And like Bo was saying before about how he's now got this team and they're going to do it some more. It's really exciting. There are many people who are here who've been doing it monthly or every couple of months. And so it's all possible. And this is part of what the event is about, you know, inspiring people to experience it. And then once it's experienced, like, people do what they want with it. So yeah, continue, carry on, keep doing this. It's great work. So thank you for sharing. I also want to say about the video. Has everybody seen the video document that was made? Yeah, maybe not. I'll put it on the page a little bit later. Again, if you didn't take video, that's fine. But if you did take video, there's a place that you can go to upload the video. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So we're at an hour and a half. So I think we've done really well, guys. Any final notes that we want to share? Juliana, I know, yeah, I said that before you put your hand up. I knew you wanted to say something. I couldn't let it go without you saying something, Juliana. Juliana, share with us what's been going on.
Hello, everybody. I'm feeling so happy, feeling so grateful. I just have no words to express myself. How amazing it is, this movement. How amazing it is to be here. How amazing it is to feel all this connection. And I would like to share an experience a day before. During the night, I went to a speech and I heard from Roberto Crema. He's the major of the University of Peace, Unipaz, Universidade Internacional da Paz. And he said his speech was about the power of the meeting. The power of the meeting. Your life, my life, each one's life starts with a meeting. Your father, your mother, and all the meetings are happening all over the world, all the time. And it's meetings about communication. It's about sharing. It's about connection all the time. Then with all of this vibe and this movement is the power of the meeting. And they gave me a word. They gave me the opportunity to make an invitation for the next day and event. And I was so involved with the amazing atmosphere, with all feeling and music of Marcos Viana. Marcos Viana, he's huge with violin. And I was flying, exactly. And we said, I wasn't there. So I take and the power of the meeting of the eyes. When we are seeing each other's eyes, everything begins with this connection, a relationship. Eyes are non-verbal communication. It's about energy. And I start to talk, and I would like to share this with you. And I would like to share a poem. And this poem is in Portuguese. I will tell what it means in English, because it's also, today, it's a song. Se Deus é a flor e as árvores, os montes e o sol e o luar, então eu acredito nele, então acredito nele a toda hora. A minha vida é toda uma oração, é missa e uma comunhão. This poem is from a Portuguese poet called Fernando Pessoa. This poem said, if God is a flower and also the trees, and God is the mountains, the sun, and the moon, so then I believe him. And I believe him all the time. And my life is a whole prayer. And it's also a mission. It's also a thing it helped me with communion. It's communion. And it's getting together. It's made it in common. So we are here. We are always an existence as a prayer. It's energy, a divine energy. That's why we are here. This energy, pulsing, living, connecting, and living this mission with passion, with love, and with our essence. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Love you.
Yes. Love you too, Juliana. Oh, that just my heart has melted completely. Thank you. I love it when you talk. I just it's so much passion and you're right. Like you're true and your expression is so pure. I really feel that transmission in you. And it brings a lot of light to myself, and I'm sure the family and the people around you. You're bringing light where you go, and that's such a gift Keep sharing it, please. Keep sharing it. Oh yeah, I wish I could just hug everyone. I wish we could form a big hug. I mean, we are hugging right now. This whole gathering online, this event has just been a big collective hug for the world, for the earth. And when we've made it possible, like, we have done this, guys. This is yes, yes, yeah. Let's just turn on your mics. Let's just let out some expression. Let's just like let it out. Okay.
Hallelujah!
Beautiful.
Massive thanks to you, Pete.
Let's have 3 cheers for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Massive thank you to everyone, all these people. This has just been a divine experience. This has just been an absolutely divine experience, and I'm so excited again about what comes next as well. Let's enjoy what we've created. Let's celebrate. Let's share the stories with our families, with our friends, and let's keep bringing love into the world. How about it? Yes. Yeah. Thank you all for this wonderful gathering. This has been the best online Skype call ever. The best online video call I think I've ever had. Like, seriously. Yeah, this is... Thank you. All right, so we're going to finish it up there. If you have anything you want to share, just put it on the Facebook page, on the thing that we've been putting there, so that we can all learn from each other. Yeah. Thank you all.
Can we have a hip hip hooray for everyone? 3 cheers.
Yeah.
Yes, somebody.
So hip hip, hip hip. Hip hip.
Beautiful.
Awesome.